Delightful Days is the next season in Pokemon Go, bringing with it new Pokemon, raids, events, spotlight hours, and more. And in this video, I will be going through everything the season has to offer and the best tips to help you make the most of it. So the season begins on June 3rd at 10 AM and it runs until the 2nd of September at 10 AM local time. But what exactly does it have to offer? Well, this season will include the debut of the crown forms of Zacian and Zamazenta that will be available at various in-person Go Fests in June through special research, and then they will finally debut in 5-star raids during Global Go Fest for everybody worldwide. And not only that, but there is a lot of information regarding Pokemon Go Fest, and I do have a video up on the channel now that goes through everything you need to know about it. And I will be covering any new Pokemon Go Fest news and some tips as we get closer to the global event, so make sure you subscribe for that. And whilst this is Go Fest season, there are actually quite a few other events going on during this season, which I will be getting into later on in the video. But first, during this season, we do have new Pokemon debuts, including Yamper, Boltund, Hisuian Lilligant, Tatsugiri, G-Max Cinderace, G-Max Inteleon, and Max Hatena. Community days for this season will take place on these dates. The Delightful Days Expedition ticket will be available each month, and this gives bonuses and researches, and it'll give you an incubator from your first Pokestop or gym spin each day. And the Go Pass that has been selectively tested over the last couple of months will be available during this season with both a free and a paid version. The RSVP planner will be expanding to max battles later on in the season. There will be season themed stickers, Pokestop showcases, and Go Battle League will be getting an update, but more on that later. The seasonal bonuses will include one additional special trade per day, you'll have increased XP for the first catch of the day, and you'll get double daily adventure incense duration, so definitely a good time to be hunting those shiny Galarian birds. In research breakthroughs that you do receive by completing a field research task on 7 different days, you can encounter Aerodactyl, Galarian Corsola, Gible, Sinistea, Charcadet, or Frigibax. And as the season changes, different Pokemon will be appearing in different habitats. In cities will be Pidgeot, Alolan Meowth, Burmy Trash Cloak, Glameow, Scraggy, Litwick, and Fido. In forests will be Galarian Ponyta, Ampharos, Sudowoodo, Burmy Plant Cloak, Patrat, Petilil, and Gossifleur. In mountains will be Alolan Geodude, Nosepass, Aggron, Burmy Sandy Cloak, Galarian Stunfisk, Bunnelby, and Rookidee. In beaches and near water will be Galarian Slowpoke, Gyarados, Mantine, Bidoof, Dewpider, Bruxish, and Tadbulb. In the northern hemisphere will be Hisuian Voltorb, Trico, Torchic, Mudkip, Deerling Summer, Goomy, and Fomantis. In the southern hemisphere will be Hisuian Quillfish, Bagon, Turtwig, Chimchar, Piplup, Deerling Winter, and Bergmite. And egg pools will also be changing for this season. In 2km eggs will be Togepi, Spoink, Duskull, Larvesta, and Smoliv. In 5km eggs will be Larvesta, Crabrawler, Sandygast, Komala, and Bruxish. In 7km eggs will be Alolan Meowth, Galarian Meowth, Alolan Grimer, Hisuian Voltorb, and Galarian Corsola. In 10km eggs will be Lapras, Toxel, Dreepy, Charcadet, and Frigibax. From Adventure Sync 5km eggs you will be able to get Skarmory, Lileep, Anorith, Munchlax, and Riolu. In 10km Adventure Sync eggs, you'll be able to get Bagon, Gible, Jangmo-o, Charcadet, and Frigibax. And in the 7km eggs you get from Mateo's Gift Exchange, you will be able to hatch Alolan Vulpix, Hisuian Sneasel, Galarian Corsola, Pawniard, and the white striped Basculin. We also know which events will be going down in June. Firstly, from May 30th until the 3rd of June, we have the Serene Retreat event that includes the debut of G-Max Rillaboom. I do have a video up on the channel for this one if you want to check it out. Then we have the Instrumental Wonders event running from the 7th until the 11th that features the release of G-Max Cinderace. From the 14th to the 18th will be the Phantom Ruins event, which features the release of G-Max Inteleon. From June 20th until the 22nd is an unannounced event. On the 21st will be June Community Day, most likely featuring Jangmo-o if it follows the trend of Dragon-type Community Days in June, with last year being Goomy. From the 23rd to the 27th will be the Ancients Recovered event, which will feature all of the Reggie legendary Pokemon in raids, and you'll be able to get some free encounters with all of them through research during the event. You'll also be able to battle all of the G-Max Galarian starters, and you can pay for a ticket that will get you an encounter with a Galarian bird, but more on this event in another video. And finally, for the month on the 28th and 29th will be Pokemon Go Fest Global, and alongside these events we do have new spotlight hours. Spritzy will be on June 3rd with 2x catch XP, Magnemite will be on June 10th with 2x catch candy, Solosis will be on the 17th with 2x transfer candy, and Growlithe will be on the 24th with 2x evolution XP. We also have new raids and max battles in June. In 5-star raids will be Tapu Bulu that knows Nature's Madness up until the 5th of June. It does also have a raid hour on the 4th. Groudon will then take over from the 5th until the 14th with a raid hour on the 11th. We then have Kyogre running from the 14th until the 23rd with a raid hour on the 18th. Regirock, Regice, and Registeel will be in raids on the 23rd. Regieleki will be be on the 24th, Regidrago will be on the 25th, Regigigas will be on the 26th, and all of them will be in raids together on the 27th. On the 28th will be the debut of Crown Shield Zamazenta, and on the 29th will be the debut of Crown Sword Zacian. And lastly for the month will be Cobalion, running from the 30th of June up until July 8th, with a raid hour on the 2nd of July. In Mega Raids will be Mega Altaria until the 5th of June, Mega Abomasnow will then take over until the 14th of June, then will be Mega Manectric from the 14th until the 23rd, where Mega Beedrill will be taking over until the 30th, and then lastly for the month will be Mega Aggron from the 30th of June until the 8th of July. In 5-star Shadow Raids on Saturdays and Sundays in June will be Shadow Regice. For the Max Battles we have Max Chansey available on June 2nd, and it will take over all power spots for Max Monday at 6 PM on the same day. Max Machop will be available from the 9th of June until the 15th, and it will be available for Max Monday on the 9th at 6 PM. We then have Max Hatena making its Pokemon Go debut from the 16th of June until the 22nd. This Pokemon will feature for Max Monday on the 16th. Max Caterpie will then be available from June 23rd until the 29th, and it will take over all power spots for Max Monday on the 23rd. And lastly, Max Shuckle will make its debut in Max Battles on the 30th of June until the 6th of July. Again, this will feature for Max Monday at 6 PM on the 30th of June. But that's not everything for Max Battles. We do also have some Gigantamax Pokemon debuting. G-Max Rillaboom will be in 6-star Max Battles from May 31st at 6 AM until the 1st of June at 9 PM local time. G-Max Cinderace will be available from June 7th at 6 AM until the 8th at 9 PM local time. And lastly, G-Max Inteleon will be available from June 14th at 6 AM until the 15th at 9 PM local time. And you will be able to battle all three of them between the 23rd and the 27th for the Ancients Recovered event. And just before I get into the raid bosses to focus for the month, I just want to briefly mention the Go Battle League move changes for the season. The new Go Battle League season will start on June 3rd at 1 PM PDT, so remember to use a star piece before you enter the Go Battle League menu when the new season starts, so you can increase the amount of end of season Stardust you get. It's definitely worth doing if you played Go Battle League a lot during the last season. There will be various cups and leagues going on throughout the season, and there'll be a Go Battle Week taking place on August 15th at 12 AM until August 17th at 11:59 PM local time. There will be a free timed research pass available. There will also be some attack changes from the start of the season for the following attacks: Ember, Bug Bite, Fury Cutter, Acid, Bullet Punch, Metal Sound, Double Iron Bash, Doom Desire, Crunch, Wrap, and Parabolic Charge. And some Pokemon will be getting access to attacks they haven't been able to before. Golden Go will get Power Gem, Lunala will be able to learn Shadow Claw, Skeledirge will get Hex, Beedrill, Arbok, Nidoqueen, Nidoking, Tentacruel, Toxicroak, and Scolipede will get access to Poison Sting. Both Raichu and Celio will be able to learn Surf, Galarian Meowth, Aron, Lairon, Aggron, Dhelmise, Berserker, Varoom, and Revavroom will be able to learn Metal Sound. The Pawmi will get access to Thundershock, Lickitung, Milotic, and Dhelmise will get Wrap, the Galarian Birds and Lugia will be able to learn Fly, and Metang, Metagross, and Kleavor will all be able to get Fury Cutter. With that said, how good are the Raid and Max Battle Pokemon? Which are most worth focusing on? Firstly, for the 5-star raids we have Tapu Bulu, and it is the 16th best Grass type attacker with Bullet Seed and Grass Knot, and it's the 7th best Fairy type attacker with Bullet Seed and Legacy move Nature's Madness, which it will have when caught from these raids. And in the Master League it is one of the best, being ranked 16. So generally not a bad Pokemon to raid, but I wouldn't recommend making it your priority for this month because there are some better raid bosses. And one of them is Groudon. This Pokemon is the 7th best ground type attacker with Mudshot and Precipice Blades. As a Shadow, it's the 3rd best ground type attacker with the same moveset, and in its primal form it's the best ground type in the game, and again it uses the same moveset. Whilst you can't get any of the 400 primal energy you need to revert Groudon into its primal form for the first time from these raids, but as Primal Groudon is one of the best Pokemon in the game, it's worth raiding the regular Groudon for candy to power up any Primal Groudon you have or you may have in the future. Groudon is also a strong Pokemon in the Master League, where it is ranked 23 and ranked 33 as a Shadow. In both aspects of the game though, it does want Legacy move Precipice Blades to be at its best, which will require an Elite Charge TM to get. I would recommend raiding this Pokemon as a priority, especially if you haven't maxed out a Primal Groudon yet, or if you are a newer player, because even as a regular Groudon, it will see a good amount of play as a ground type attacker and in the Master League. Another Pokemon I would recommend raiding as a priority is Kyogre. This Pokemon is the 6th best water type attacker with Waterfall and Origin Pulse. It's the 3rd best as a Shadow, and in its primal form it's the #1 water type, and again it uses the same moveset. This Pokemon also wants 400 primal energy to revert into its primal form for the first time, but you won't be able to get this energy from these raids. It does have to be a primal raid. So whilst raiding this Pokemon is good for candy, you might want to wait for the primal raids, but who knows when they will return. You will most likely be waiting a while. Kyogre is also ranked 54 in the Master Master League and ranked 76 as a Shadow. Again, it's worth noting that Kyogre does want Origin Pulse to be at its best, which will require an Elite Charge TM, but both Primal Groudon and Kyogre are good targets for Elite Charge TMs because they are two of the best Pokemon in the game. Regirock will also be available, and it is ranked 43 in the Ultra League and ranked 90 in the Master League. And Registeel is another decent option for Go Battle League because it's ranked 65 in the Great League and ranked 20 in the Ultra League. Cobalion will be available toward the end of the month, and it is the 21st best fighting type with Double Kick and Legacy move Sacred Sword. And in Go Battle League, Cobalion is ranked 29 in the Ultra League and ranked 74 in the Master League. Moving on to the Mega Raids, Mega Altaria doesn't really have any meta relevance apart from the fact that it can boost both Fairy and Dragon type Pokemon at the same time, so this one isn't much of a priority to raid. Mega Abomasnow is the 7th best Ice type attacker with Powder Snow and Weather Ball. It is the best Ice type Mega, so a good one to have, and in particular to support Black and White Kyurem. Mega Manectric is the 4th best Electric type attacker with Thunderfang and Wild Charge, and it is the best Electric type Mega overall, so definitely a good one to have access to. We then also have Mega Beedrill, and whilst you can get the Mega Energy for this Pokemon rarely from spinning gyms, if you are a newer player you might not have enough to do this Mega evolution, and as it only costs 100 Mega Energy to Mega Evolve Beedrill, you will only have to do one raid to get it. Plus Mega Beedrill is the 5th best Bug type with Bug Bite and X Scissor, and it's the 3rd best Poison type with Poison Jab and Sludge Bomb. And lastly for the month, Mega Aggron is the 8th best Steel type attacker, so worth having to boost Pokemon like Duskmane, Necrozma and Metagross, especially if you don't have access to Mega Scizor or Mega Lucario. And briefly for the max battles, Max Chansey is a good target because Max Blissey is the best general tank and healer, and it will be for the foreseeable future, so definitely a good investment. Blissey is also the best gym defender as well. Max Machop is less of a priority if you do have a G-Max Machamp and if you took part in Machop Community Day Classic, because you will have enough candy for it. However, if you do need candy or you don't have access to the G-Max form, then it could be worth battling this one. Hatenna will be available in max battles for the first time, and I believe it is the first Dynamax Pokemon we have in Pokemon Go that can use a Fairy type max attack, so worth picking it up for that in case we get a Dragon type Pokemon to battle against. It's worth bearing in mind though that Hatterene does have a G-Max form coming in the future, so don't invest too much into the max form unless you need it for something in particular. Outside of max battles, Hatterene is the 17th best Fairy type with Charm and Dazzling Gleam. When it comes to max Caterpie, I would probably skip this one and wait for G-Max Butterfree in the future. And lastly for Max Shuckle, despite its really high defense, it does lack a lot of HP, so it would most likely need shields to be effective as a tank. It also doesn't have access to a 0.5 animation fast attack, which a tank does really want. For the G-Max Gala starters, G-Max Rillaboom will be the best grass type attacker for max battles until Max Kartana is introduced into the game, which will be quite a while away if it does happen. For G-Max Cinderace, it will be the best fire type attacker for max battles until Max Blacephalon is added to the game, and for G-Max Inteleon, it will be the best water type attacker for max battles until G-Max Urshifu Rapid Strike is added to the game. So generally these Pokemon are definitely worth going after because they are very strong in each of their types, and the very few Pokemon that can do better than them are probably a while away. And if you want to know more about the Serene Retreat event, that is the first event up in June, then I do recommend checking out this video on the screen now, and I'll catch you in the next one.